Hey, this is Michael with Digital T-Shirt Shop. I did a video just a few minutes ago talking to you about what I was doing with this digital T-shirt shop um, and BigCommerce. So I wanted to show you real quick the spreadsheet that I was using to bulk upload items onto Spreadsheet. So if I decided I mean not Spreadsheet, onto BigCommerce. So if I wanted to put an item on BigCommerce, I've got to go in and I've got to go into products and I've got to go into ad and I've got to go in and I've got to format everything to put a new product on here. All the information based on price and everything like you typically would do a new product, images, image information. It's a lot of this stuff is just standard. So really being able to take it, and do a bulk upload with a spreadsheet really simplifies the process. Basically what I do is I come in here and I export it after I put a few images in so I understand how it wants it formatted, and this is an exported file right here, and it tells me exactly how it's going to do the rules and everything, and it tells me what headings it's going to use, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go try to just copy it all over, or I'm going to make it so that it auto edits a lot of the fields for me, so that especially the things that are consistent from item to item, and just in general put it in a format that makes it easier to get a lot more items up a lot quicker. Some issues with this would be image formatting. Getting the images on, the images need to be put in a specific file location, which you can get an FTP location off of the back end of your BigCommerce account. And I think it's probably in advanced settings and then or something of the sort. And that, yeah, it's going to be, well, maybe it's not. If I don't look for something in advance, yeah, okay, it's going to probably be right here, and then file access, right there, the web DAV is actually where it's at. So that was back end server settings, file access, web DAV. I'm not going to click on it because it's going to show you all the server information. So, but basically, you would go into there and it would tell you exactly where to go, how to get an FTP into file access on the back end. And then you pick a folder location, and then you've got to go map your spreadsheet. And now one of the other problems I need to kind of test through is spaces within the images. Do my image names have spaces versus is it like a product number or something of the sort? It's not necessarily that bad because I can go in on the spreadsheet and I can give the image meta information where I'm giving it a title, description, things like that. So whether it's a name versus an image number or product number or something like that, it's not a big deal. The point is I need to simplify it in order to get it uploaded easily. And then basically what I'm going to do is I put this into a spreadsheet. Now when you upload to BigCommerce, it has to auto-generate this product ID. And so my export file is going to actually include a product ID, but I can't just go and plug a bunch of product IDs on each image. It needs to turn around and generate all those on its own. And that's kind of one quirk I learned a while back. And so I'm going to leave all the product IDs off. When I upload them, it's going to recognize their new products. It'll add product IDs. And then I'm going to format it so every product I upload has rules already. I'm going to try to do it so I can do 10 images at a time, 10 products at a time. And basically all I do is I come in here and I'll put in some basic information on those items. This will be some basic keywords based on the description, and then some additional keywords based on the type of product it is, and I can easily edit them right here. I need to add some basic description information as well. I haven't added it to this yet. And basically what it'll do is it'll take all of this and it'll reference all of it over here to generate the data, and then I copy it and I paste it over here as text, and then this ends up being what I'll upload once I have all, so basically what I would do is I would take, we're like jumping all over the place here. I'd typically I've got a list of all my products. And in this case, this is one of my list of products, and I would take, 10 items at a time, and I would go and I would take those items and I would paste them over into here, into the data. I would edit it. I would turn around and copy it. I would turn around and paste it. And then, and then I would go over and get the next list of 10. I would come over here. I would paste it in the data, make a couple simple edits, copy it, paste it. And I can keep doing that over and over and over. And then, maybe every 100 items or every category, then I would take this and I would save it, and then I would go in and I would upload it after I'd put my images in there. And then next thing you know, I've got 100 items added. If I was doing the items one at a time, and honestly, this may take about as much time as, if I was manually entering one item. Once I've got the spreadsheet made, it might be, I'm doing 10 items versus the amount of time it would take to do one item. You imagine that, you get quick enough manually entering items that, it might take you, you get quicker at it because you know exactly what you need to go fill, but there's still that process of duplicate data on different fields and things like that, and making sure you actually did everything you needed to do. And in this case, I've got everything already filled out here. One of my things I need to go, so my headers right here that are yellow on row 1 or 2 are the ones that I still need to do. I've got some fields that I've added for the purpose of being able to tile information through, and to be able to reference information. One example of that would be right here for the description. I take a standard description, which might be sizing charts and standard product information, and put it in here. And part of the reasons is there's some limitations on field size. And then what I can do under product description is I can reference the fields that I put over here. I could have a simple description or something unique to the product description. And then it turns around and then it references as well, maybe the product name, and then it turns around and also references some standard information that I put in. In this case, it's all formatted HTML and everything to fit in there. This I haven't gone in and finished editing yet, but that's the process that I would do right there. I need to, like I told you earlier, I need to go double check the formatting. And basically what this does is, in the case here, is I tell it to, depending upon how I do it, I would tell it to, it would probably have an equation, and the equation would say something like, go and pull the image name, go and add spaces or whatever, go add .jpeg to the end of it, blah, 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 type of a thing. And then it would throw up an image name. It would also add an image name that related to the product. And then I also need to do the Google mapping in order so that I can export it in an XML sheet to Google for pay-per-click advertising and those types of things. I can combine it to manage an ad campaign. So, and then that way Google can go through and kind of tell based on what it is as to, yeah. So anyways, for what it's worth. But that's basically what I do. Spreadsheet. It can completely simplify the whole process. You just have to go through and test it and work out the kinks first of all to make sure you've got it formatted correctly. In this case, these are made-in shirts, so it's kind of a, I don't know, I haven't uploaded one yet, or else I would show it to you. It's kind of a brown seal thing that just says made in and has the name of the state or the country the person's from. So Anyways, but that's kind of what I'm doing. BigCommerce, and I've liked BigCommerce. I know there's some other options out there, Shopify, things like that. But this one I've been familiar with and comfortable with, and I think it works well. So, anyways, and there you go. So my 2 cents on bulk uploading on BigCommerce, and so I'll do some videos later that kind of talk about how it's going. So, sound good? All right. Don't forget to subscribe to Digital T-Shirt Shop. Thanks.